And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what the adult babies can do for you. Ask what you can do for the adult babies. With good conscience and your devout listenership, we can become not only the best podcast on Long Island, but the best podcast in the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from T-Briz Studios, it's The Adult Baby Show.
I'm a sweet boy.
I'll let a girl suck any part of me. I mean, honestly.
It's just in my mouth, just.
Oh, like, I'll try anything once.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Except getting to work on time.
You just ruined my day. Fuck your day.
Oh, let's get the feet involved.
It's not a nut. Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud with you.
Some people
Yeah.
are absolutely disgusted by me.
He ain't lying.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Adult Babies Podcast, episode 289. I am B.
Chick.
And I'm Ryan.
How we doing, folks?
Doing real good.
Fantastic today.
Are you?
I feel great today.
All right, good.
We
You
heard
were late.
We heard a distant
well,
cough.
just because I'm late, that's nothing different.
We were waiting for him, and we heard a distant cough in the background. We were like, he's here.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yes. You know, I was thinking, Chick, on the way here, I was thinking about you. And I was thinking that if you had a little more motivation, a little something in you, I think that you would be highly successful at something, like maybe music. Not as a musician, but he's really
Manager or something like that?
yeah, I really 100 not even joking. I think Chick has something inside of him, but his overall malaise
Malaise.
is that the right word?
Well, your father was in the music business, right?
That's why I
Yeah.
think that. And he's also very good. Like, he listens to a lot of music. He knows music. But I feel like if he just had a little bit of motivation, he would be successful at something. The laziness is holding him back. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I guess it's laziness, but I think, you know how people have, like, they meet a girl or they have a kid or something happens in their life where they feel like they have someone else to live for,
Yeah.
per se, and
Yeah.
it gives them a little motivation to be like, I can't be a complete disaster because somebody else is kind of riding on me.
Yeah.
I haven't had that.
Well, you got your nephews.
But
But you
I don't
don't-
have
you
to
don't-
support my nephews.
But you don't have the drive to go get that because
I've thrown in the
it's like-
towel on getting that after just some bad,
you're
Bad
putting
breaks.
the cart before the horse because you said yourself that you're not in a position to where you'd want to be with somebody who would be with
Yes.
you the way you are in this state.
Fair, yes.
So you have to get to the point where you have something to live for, then meet somebody who wants you,
Yes.
and then you can also want to live for
So
them.
it happened where it was like I never had it. You know how I feel like people get that in their 20s, right? So then they start getting married by their 30s and kids and whatever and all that. I was always dating people really up until probably my mid to late 20s where I kind of was like a few bad choices and relationships, and it was like I don't want this anymore. And then I lost all motivation.
So
It was like a domino effect. And now I'm in such a bad place where it's like if I wanted to go back out there, I'm like, I wouldn't even date me. So now I'm in like, it's like
So it starts with date. Because I was more thinking of like.
not even dating, but like I just feel like I've never had something else that so it's like just me relying on me, and I guess I don't care enough about myself lately to feel like that's enough motivation to really put forth.
He doesn't. I mean, do you remember that text that we had earlier in the week?
I hate when you always say text because I don't, and then I start thinking, what the fuck did I say in the text?
Well, also the fact that he just doesn't. We were talking. Chick sent us a text, and it was a good idea he had for the
Oh,
podcast.
yeah.
Remember, he was slow at work, and his
Yeah.
brain started churning.
Yeah, he wanted to do like polls and stuff for the Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was it was like these great ideas, and then immediately followed by, it probably sucks. I suck. I'm sorry I even mentioned it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like Jesus Christ.
And it wasn't even like neither one of us responded for a while. It was like
Yeah.
immediately after he sent it, it was also like, well, that probably sucks.
We didn't have a chance. And I'm like, dude, like, I think he said he wanted to put a poll out,
Yeah.
and
Well, it was really just putting polls out, and then I had a couple just pop in that maybe.
But my point is, right away, like, you're so down on you're like almost apologizing that you sent this an idea. Like, I know you guys are gonna hate this. I know you're gonna bash this, and like, we didn't say anything,
You're right.
and it was a good idea. Like, we're open to. I just think that there's inside of you, there's somebody like really good and successful and
Deep
smart,
inside, yeah.
deep, very deep,
very, very deep.
Like,
I
there's
pushed them all the way down.
You have so many good qualities, but I do
How
feel.
are you doing at work? Like, are you successful? Are you
the company is
are
slow.
they happy?
But
Okay.
yeah, I'm doing good. There's
You're
no
happy with your production there?
There's no issues.
Okay.
I had a good first 2 months. Slowed down last month. Having a good
But that's the
start to this
industry
month.
standard. This is a slow time. of
Yeah,
year.
but because I'm new, so like I was right with everybody for the first 2 months towards the top. But then last month I was towards the bottom, but I'm having a good start to this month.
Nice. Well, that's
Sales, ebbs and flows.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, see, like I feel like the thing you're talking about, like he is a talker, so I feel like sales would be the thing.
Sales
that
is good.
He would be
Yeah.
good at. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I'm happy to get back into it because this is my wheelhouse. But you know what's funny is I always wanted to manage somebody, or in one, whether it was music or anything, like an agent.
Because you have, we were just talking before we started recording about how you like, you want to talk about something on the podcast that we're both like, we shouldn't like, we should consider this person's feelings, and you're like, fuck them. So that attitude is really good for a manager because I like asking for something and not caring about what people think about you. That a manager's position is to absorb all of that. This person is a real asshole.
Yeah, I agree.
And then like to keep the artists at arm's length to be
yes.
like, all right, they're not responsible. Like
The
I got to
manager's
deal with the
an
manager.
asshole.
The manager's an asshole. It's not really this guy. So you would be perfect in that position
Telling you, there's
to
something
be.
in there.
You're perfect. Like
You know what I think may come into play with this is with my nephew. Maybe it will be a sports agent of some sort.
Again, you have to manage your own self before
Yes,
you
but I
manage
got
somebody.
time
how
to
many
get to that.
You know,
Figure he's not even close to 18 yet.
yeah.
So
One
like,
might even say too soon to even say that he's somebody that's worth managing.
yes.
yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
But like,
Remember,
I
you
told
had a
him,
bright future. When
And
you
what
were young.
sport, by the way?
well, right now soccer. Well, yeah,
Okay.
soccer. He's a soccer guy.
So in the United States, you're gonna latch on to a soccer player.
I
And
can see it
even those
happening.
kids, like those like soccer scouts, they scout at
That's
his
what I'm
age.
saying. He's already in the Red
Yeah.
Bull. Okay, so he got invited to do like a Red Bull program, and now he might get invited for like a select team at their youth in their youth group. So he's like involved in a team right now already.
Oh, nice. All right.
Hopefully, there's nothing set in stone, but it's a good start. He's 8.
Yeah.
I mean 9, gonna be 10.
Yeah.
You think his parents would be like, you can't go with management with Uncle Tommy?
Probably, and they'll be right. But I would still be working with the manager just because someone's got to fight for my boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I
And
don't know.
nobody fights like for your guy other than like a family member.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. You got that right. You got that right.
So
Yeah, I like that position for you. That's perfect for your.
and,
is.
and T-ball started 3 coaches, 5 kids on the team.
Are you one of the coaches?
Yeah.
So we got to deal with this again now. You
No,
gotta be
no.
coach-
so annoying.
T-ball's a lot better than PAL basketball because it's earlier.
Well, it sounds like already you could miss a few games.
Exactly.
And, they're
I'm
not going to miss you
I'm
if
the
you're
third coach, but I don't foresee this being an issue.
Why does T-ball need 3 coaches?
I don't know.
It's on a tee. It's you just
I agree with you, but I will say it's harder to because
they're young?
because they're so young, and it's just a lot of keeping them
yeah.
busy.
It
And
makes sense.
it doesn't.
You're right.
We weren't undermanned. I'll tell you that. Like,
when I
over,
said that, I'm like,
yeah,
yeah,
you-
little kids, you probably need a guy in the outfield.
dude, and you got to have, you're making these kids bat. There's a lot of swinging things going on. It's interesting. There's usually one guy for the bench enduring the game because it's just a free for all in there.
Yeah.
I was just talking about. Me and Monique went out for a walk, and we were talking about I saw a sign for a talent show. It was like it was St. James Has Talent. So I was like, I'm like, would that be a nightmare to go to, or would that be fun to go to see like local people doing their talent?
Did it have an age?
I didn't look enough, but she got to ask me. She was like, she goes, if you were, what would your talent be? But then she asked me, like, when you were a kid, like, what would your talent have been? I'm like, I don't really know. I didn't have like a drawing maybe. I said, I'm like, I guess taking a ground ball, that would have been my. That was like what I was best at, was being a shortstop. But I'm like, I think that was my best thing. So then I started telling a story about how 2 times during Little League I turned a triple play by myself. But like, and I always wore it so proud. But really, what it was is like I was so young, I didn't know what I was doing. Like I caught a ball. I tagged the guy, then I stepped on a base. So like but it was my father, like who was a coach, like screaming at me, like, "Now touch him! Like I caught the ball, and I looked around. I'm like, what do I do now? So it's just like the coach telling you, it's like, now step on that base, step on that base. It's like,
You got a triple play.
Yeah, I was like, bop, bop, bop. I was like, no one. And it happened twice, yeah. But I would like years later, I'm like, I turned the triple play once. And my father's like, yeah, because I told you every step of the way what to do.
That's hilarious. That's all I remember about like playing Little League baseball is like older men yelling at me, go, run, that way, go, catch that way,
I
throw.
had my coach was gigantic. He was like literally like 600 pounds. Like he was like was one of the guys who like he would have to sit with your legs spread apart because your belly just like lays in between your legs.
Yeah, I hate those people.
So he would no, not like no, like literally like this, like when there's like the belly just lays.
I know.
So he would make his way to the bench, and then just the whole game he'd sit there and just shout from the bench. The whole game was just him shouting. And he used to yell at me because I was slow. I was like,
you were heavier, right?
Yeah, but even when I was not heavier, I've never been a fast runner. I've just never been able to run fast. I don't know. But I was a catcher, so that was kind of like catchers were known to be slow.
You were a catcher?
Yeah,
I always loved the gear that catchers wore. I was so
that
jealous.
Was what ended up ending my. So I used. Well, anyway, the coach would just scream like he would go, get Ryan, get the piano off your back. And I'm like, I'm running as fast as I can. Like I
can't go any faster, coach.
We didn't want to like work with me, train me how to run fast. What am I doing? But my thighs are thick. That's my problem. Like I can't. I don't know what to do.
I love you. I have thick thighs.
It's not the form. It's the thighs.
It's my thighs.
I love the idea of this gigantic guy just telling you to run.
Yeah, right? I was like, why do you
stand up?
And like he would like get from the car to, and the fact that I didn't say back to him, like, try standing up once.
Yeah,
he would like struggle from the car and like he would sit down and just like all and then you're gonna tell me to
fucking get
run.
the piano off your back.
Yeah. But yeah, so I owned the catcher's equipment. Like my father bought me all the catcher's equipment.
Oh, nice.
But then as time went, like I got like heavier and I just got like lazier and slower. So they started having some other guy, like we'd always have 2 catchers, but the guy started borrowing my catcher's equipment to play. So now I'm showing up with the equipment, dropping it on the ground. Another guy's wearing it. I'm sitting on the bench, and then he takes it up, and I take it back home. Like I'm my only purpose of the team is to transport the catcher's equipment to and from the field.
You became the equipment manager.
Yeah, I was Bobby Boucher for a moment. So my father yelled at this coach that he's like, you have my son come down here. You don't even put him in the game. You're not using my son's equipment anymore.
Oh, wow.
But I'm sitting the whole time like just embarrassed because I know why I'm not getting played. Like if I was better, I would be using the catcher's equipment.
Yeah.
But I was like the comic relief for the team, so I would sit next to the fat coach and just crack jokes all the time. Yeah.
You became his sidekick after that.
Yeah. Like, get the piano off your back, you fat bastard.
I had one coach. He was actually a good coach, but he was a plumber. You always have a fat guy pull up his pants.
Always fat guys.
He had his plumber's crack out all the fucking time. But his son was a hell of a ball player. But he was a catcher too, big kid. And he would rope the ball and then be lugging around the same thing. And he'd just be yelling at him. He made his son cry probably every other game.
Wow.
It was just one of those, but the kid was a hell of a ball player too. He would just scream at him over everything. Kid be running.
How long did
crying.
he play? Did he play into like high school?
I'm pretty sure he did. The father, I think, we only coached him when he was in Little League. But yeah, no, I'm pretty positive he played up until high school. I don't know about after that. I lost touch, kind of.
Now, do you think it was that hard coaching from his dad that like made him good, or was he already
I think
good?
you have to have some natural ability, but I think a good coach, if your dad's teaching you the right way, he was a very good coach. You're gonna pick up
like you can if you love if a father and you love sports so much and you make a kid play, like they're gonna be
pretty good.
If they have a little bit of talent, like if
Exactly.
you have that natural athletic talent, then the coach is gonna make
Exactly.
Like I just found out that there's another Anthony in the NBA right now.
Anthony Simmons.
Is that what it was? Yeah, I don't
pretty
remember.
sure
I
it's
remember.
his last
But
I think it's Simons.
It might be.
so the fact that he was named after Anthony Hardaway.
Yes.
Was he?
Yeah, the father was
He
a huge
had to
Anthony
be, yeah.
That's
Hardaway
true
fan.
if you
I
think
read,
about the
I read it
ages.
because I was talking about the name Anthony and like how I think that comes to be. That's like obviously the mother who doesn't like they say, what do you want to call him? Like call him Anthony, and they just like, well, all right, Anthony. And then, it was like somebody that worked at the hospital that had a bad day and was like sick of dealing with people that like couldn't speak the language. So they were like, all right, you want Anthony? I'm giving you it's Anthony. So
Yes.
they wrote Anthony.
Oh my God.
So-
I always thought about that, the Anthony name.
Yeah,
And his nickname was Penny.
Penny. Yeah.
And he said it's because his grandmother used to call him Pretty, but it turned into Penny.
Penny. Wow.
So there's
it was
a lot
just
of-
a family of people who can't speak.
Yeah, and his
Yeah.
name.
Well, whenever I think of that, I think of Sinbad because he had after one of his specials, he was bringing up kids to like do autographs, and this one kid came up and then he was like, "What's your name?" And she gave the name, and he's like, "How the fuck do you spell that?" And he's like, "Oh, I love the." He's like, "I love all these parents now." They're like, "I'm gonna give her a name that nobody can spell."
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe somebody said that I wanted it to be Anthony, but original, like I wanted it to be written. Maybe it was
It could be,
very
yeah.
well on purpose. But my point was that this father loved basketball so much and loved Anthony Hardaway. They named his kid after it, and then he trains the kid, and then that kid ends up also in the NBA. Like so, that father really loved basketball. So you know that whole youth of that kid, this father was like, "You're in the gym. I want you playing." It's like because you don't just end up in the
You
NBA
don't.
with the name
But that
Anthony.
could also go horribly wrong. Like there's been a few like famous cases of
yeah.
I forget what's that quarterback Marinovich, I think.
Oh,
where
all right,
his
yeah.
father bred him to be a quarterback.
Yeah.
If I'm thinking of the right guy. But his father, like, basically from a young age, this is all you're doing.
Yeah.
And he ended up being great, but he like quit in college or
if you
something.
don't- if you don't like it, you can
Fucking burn him out.
Because you get burned out. You
Yeah.
have to love the game
Right.
too.
Yeah.
But also,
And you
like,
can-
the
you can-
little hard coaching helps.
Yeah, you have to have that as well, like Tiger Woods and
Well, I think you have to see it you have to see that the kid is enjoying it and
Right.
wants to do it. Once he does that, then you could start.
And
You
you
can't start and then hope
Yeah.
he loves.
And you tell him, like, do you love this? I'm like, because if you really want to do this, like, it's going to be a lot of hard work. But you have to let him know, like, if the day you want out, like, let me know you want out.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but make sure, like, not just like, oh, I'm tired today.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if you want this, I'm going to push you to do
I'll
it.
push you.
But if I'm,
There's
it's
a
like,
fine line.
It's a real. It's a
There's
super
a fine line with that.
Well, it was like Brunson dad. Did you ever see
Yeah.
those videos? It was not like Jalen Brunson's dad was like. He never talks bad about him, so I think it was all in love. But he was hard as shit on him, like teaching him how to play basketball all
well,
day
like
long.
that. What's the Ball family? You know, like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
like to have 3 kids that are that good. Like that father had to be a real,
He was.
yeah. Piece
By
of
the way,
work.
he played for the New York Jets at one point. Was on like the practice squad.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
It's usually the father's somewhat of an athlete and has
That's
a horror story of why his career didn't go.
Yeah.
That father seems like a real lunatic though.
Yeah, absolutely.
He seems like a lunatic. And like the one ball is doing well.
The one ball is legitimately awesome. The other one was very good. A lot of injuries.
Lot of
And isn't there a
injuries.
third
There's a
one
third
coming?
one.
There's a third ball.
Yeah, but I feel like we'd be hearing about him more.
Yeah, I
if he
feel
was
like he might just.
worth.
Because he's the youngest. Now, family's got all this money. He's like, all right. They did it. Like
The drive is gone.
the drive is gone. Yeah.
That's actually a funny thing because I was talking to my buddy who knows. He's like he loves boxing. He knows how to box, but he never did it. But like he teaches
this?
his son how to hit the bag and stuff like that. And his son's really good. And I'm like, dude, why don't you start teaching him how to like really box? And he's like, because he's gonna meet some kid who's come from nothing, who's boxing to get out of wherever he's getting.
Yeah.
He goes, you can't that drive. You can't teach.
can't
so
teach
like
that.
you can't be a kid. You never met a good boxer who's usually from money. Like
That's true.
you know what I mean? It's like
Boxing's different.
it's like a
It's-
different
yeah.
breed of like
Yeah,
you know
MMA,
toughness.
MMA, same thing. Yeah.
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 So I was like, you know what? I never
That's
really,
true.
I never
That's
thought
true.
about that. Like, you don't, there's not many kid boxers.
Are you excited
of
about
them.
this Tyson?
I'm
Paul
curious to
thing at
see.
all?
I'm curious. I'm
curious
definitely gonna watch
see,
it.
I wanted to see what Tyson looks like.
Yeah.
He
That's
looks like-
really all I
the
care
videos.
about.
He looks like a
But
beast.
there's all rumors that the videos are older.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah.
But I also don't. I think anybody could look great in a gym. And I'm not
Right.
saying Tyson's
Yeah.
not, but he's fucking like
Quick, though.
60 fucking years old.
Yeah.
The thing with Tyson though, does he still have that where he could turn it on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Or
I think-
lose it. Like, where,
Yeah,
like where, you know what I mean?
exactly.
When I say turn it on, I mean turn it on and lose it. Like
yeah,
go
yeah, like,
wacky.
yeah.
I don't
But-
think Jake Paul will be ready for him if he turns it on.
Yeah, if
I really
if
don't.
a little bit of that old Tyson comes out, yeah, it's
Exactly.
dangerous,
Just a
yeah.
little bit of old Tyson.
But you're
Yeah.
also talking about a guy who's, and I hate to say it, I don't like Jake Paul. But the guy's in his prime physically.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't care who you were.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's-
saying?
that's true. I saw a
You're
funny video
60
about-
fucking years old and you're fighting not some schlep. Like the guy is in shape and he's training.
Right.
It's
No,
funny,
he
'cause
is, yeah.
I saw like a video that was like, this is who Tyson's fighting. It was a picture of Jake Paul, like when he was a kid.
Oh,
But, like,
yeah.
he was like 17.
Yeah, yeah.
Like dancing to Britney Spears. And then it said like a clip of like what Tyson was doing at that
At
age.
17?
And yeah, he was like just murdering people on the street.
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, have you ever seen? There's a video that just pumps me up, and it's like one of those montage. They clip it up. It's Tyson talking to Sugar Ray Leonard, and he's like crying. You know, Tyson gets very emotional.
Yeah.
Which I kind of like that. I'm like, oh, this guy's got.
Yeah.
Because he's emotionally unstable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's talking, and he goes, I miss that old person. I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like I'm a bitch. And then he's like, and I'm afraid if that old Mike Tyson comes out, there's gonna be war or something. Like I'm like, oh, dude, it'll pump you up to like, oh my god.
Yeah.
If I'm Jake Paul, I wouldn't want to watch that. But you're right, Jake Paul is like, I don't like the kid. He seems
Yeah,
to
but you know what?
but
The guy's
he's,
in fucking.
he's doing his thing.
He's
Yeah.
he's made a lot of
He's,
money.
like, yeah. I wouldn't fight him.
Yeah, and like from boxing people I talk to, like, listen, he's not like great, but he's not a complete embarrassment.
No,
out there.
that's what I have heard too.
And I also don't know if it's going to be a real fight or like an exhibition.
Yeah. When is it?
Did he have real tears in that?
No, I don't
Oh, I
think
thought
so.
he was doing a hell of
I'm
an
just
acting
looking at.
job.
I'm looking at my screen. I don't. I heard this happens. I don't know why this happens. There's like a. Is this gonna come through the recording? If I'm giving the thumbs up, there's like a bubble thumbs up comes up on my screen.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean by a bubble
You,
thumbs
you
up?
give a thumbs up. Hold on. There he goes. Oh, you guys just got fireworks coming up on your screen. Is
Wow.
that gonna come through the recording?
Is that like effects you're talking about?
I think the new Apple operating system.
Do we get a round of applause?
I don't know what happens if you give an applause, but usually your fireworks just went up behind you guys.
Wow. us.
That'd be fun to watch if that gets recorded.
That's
Anyway.
a new thing in Apple?
Yeah, like if you're on a Zoom meeting and somebody gives a thumbs up, it gives a little boop, gives a little thumbs up.
But I
bubble
feel
on
like
it.
that completely. If it's like a professional meeting and someone, I
Oh,
mean, I
yeah, no,
guess
that-
you wouldn't
yeah,
give a
people
thumbs
have,
up.
People have complaining about it. That
Like,
it's
what
like,
is
it's not
this
very professional.
fucking-
You're in a
Yeah.
business meeting.
Yeah.
You accidentally
can
hold
turn
your
it off.
coffee and there's a thumbs up. You
And
know?
it's
Yeah.
like a bubble, like woo.
Yeah. It's a Zoom meeting on how to raise money for a child. It's
Fireworks
you got
coming
fireworks
on
coming in,
behind.
like raise money. Like it's like a super sad meeting. It's like
We're raising money
raise
for children's cancer.
It's like
It's like the Disney fireworks going on behind you.
Oh man.
all right. So
So we got to get into. We never got into our
the Long Island
our dinner.
yeah. See if I can remember what happened.
I
It was
know,
So,
I
so
know.
long ago at this point.
It was So we all
It's a
went
red
there.
carpet event.
It was red carpeted.
Was there a red? Did you guys walk through a red carpet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I must have gone.
There was
through
like
a different.
that tall lady,
Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah, you walked through a different door than I did.
the person on stilts.
Yeah, I don't think I didn't go through that way.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah.
But we left that way.
Oh, just leave it.
I got it.
Do you?
Really showing the winners crossing here.
Yeah. So
He goes, "Do you?"
yeah. Would you go again?
Probably not. I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, if we were all, I don't know. It depends if I had something going on. It was open bar,
Yeah. Right.
food. It was a night out.
The problem is we'd have to pay the bullshit again. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
is it worth
My-
what we paid? It was so far after we paid that it was like you forgot that you paid for that.
That's very
Right.
true.
So the problem, you left before the food was even came
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So Chick had another obligation, but we appreciate you making the effort to do both in one night. That was it was
I'm glad we got him there.
I'm
Yeah.
glad I got to at least see it.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it was nice. My favorite part was so they give out these awards to like white collar businesses and also blue collar businesses. So the blending of those two worlds was really fun to me.
It was.
And we were sat at a table with the best home improvement company
We
or
had
best
home
construction
improvement.
company.
It was such a mixed bag. It was the
Yeah.
podcast, home improvement, the
like
potato salad people.
best potato salad on the
I
island.
think the best potato salad was like 2 people. They had like they probably looked at the end like, where do we have 2 extra seats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going there.
Yeah, let's go to this. And then we had psychiatrists
Yeah,
right
the
next
best
to us.
psychiatrist. Yeah.
Who, by
There's-
the way,
there's so many subcategories. So I'm like, I don't know the difference between this or that. Like, I think there's probably other home improvement people there.
Yeah.
It's probably only one potato salad. It's not like best potato salad, best red potato salad, best German potato salad. But
You would think they would put the food people in one table.
yeah, you would have thought, right? Or do they purposely
Maybe they
say,
don't
like,
get
do they
along.
purposely think like they don't? Yeah, there's beef between the.
yeah.
Well, I could see beef being between construction companies, underbidding, overbidding,
That could be.
backhand, like,
Right.
and not wanting to ruffle feathers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the psychology was fun because it's like, yeah, we talk a lot. We tried to tell them like we talk a lot about mental health on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys.
They said they were going to listen to our podcast on
Yeah.
the way home.
Yeah, I haven't seen any
wonder.
numbers go up.
They never.
So
I don't know if they did.
so did the construction company.
That's right. The guy got our thing.
So those fun. A lot of
Potato
people-
salad didn't.
No,
Potato salad.
They had
didn't.
no interest.
The only
yeah.
thing potato salad, the guy from potato salad. I don't know if you noticed every time I went up for a beer, he would tap me on the shoulder and be like, "Mind getting an extra Heineken for me?"
Really? Yeah. And you did? You got
Yeah.
one?
What are we gonna do?
That's so
yeah.
funny.
So I just was.
He also went up to get food before it was his turn. So there was a ton of people there, and they
That guy looked like he didn't give a fuck when anybody told him.
Yeah.
yeah, there was a ton of people there, and so there was like they called up a few tables at a time, and as soon as they opened the we were like one of the last tables to get called, but as soon as they opened the
course.
table, he was up there, and then he came back acting like he didn't know. Oh, I didn't know they didn't call our number.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Don't act like you don't know.
Yeah. And it wasn't. I mean, I only had a little bit of penne. I think.
Yeah, me
I
too.
didn't-
Because the line for the other food just doesn't seem worth it. And I saw the plates coming back the other way. There's no way to make good food
No,
that
no.
much.
For bulk like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
kind
just-
of agree.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you what I did like was the little cocktail party,
With
whatever
the
it
best
was.
of food places.
Where I thought it was good that they had like some people that won best of had like a booth set
Yeah.
up so you could try some of their
Yeah.
stuff. Like I tried the bubble tea for the first time. I've
Yeah.
never had that. That was pretty good.
That's what the whole thing should have been.
It should have been all that.
They should have taken that whole ballroom area where it was like a wedding. There was a small dance floor, but you've got how many people were there?
a lot.
Dude, there was a lot of people.
400
there.
people,
Yeah, it was a lot
400
of
people
people
there.
there.
Like I'm bad at guessing numbers,
I was
but I'm
going to
looking
say
at like
almost 1,000.
I don't think it was that many, but I would say maybe like 3 to 4.
I would say 400 because if you're thinking about a wedding is usually about 180.
Yeah.
You know, like
was bigger
in,
than a
in-
wedding.
in a room that big, but it was a huge room, and it was wall to wall tables.
There was also like 80 tables.
And they put it like
Yeah.
a dance. Don't even bother. They put a dance floor and a band. It's like you've got 400 people here and a dance floor the size of.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
That
like,
band was atrocious.
Well, yeah.
What, are we not allowed to say that?
Well, you're the one that says things that you don't care about hurting people's feelings. So you can say whatever you want.
Yeah,
was
that's-
I far off on that
No, the
assessment?
band it was awful.
I didn't. I told Ryan during the dinner. I was like, I didn't realize because it was sort of like background music, and you guys were like, Jesus Christ, they're terrible. And it wasn't until they played a Billy Joel song, I was
Yeah.
like, Jesus Christ.
That's his only frame of reference. is
That
Billy
was
Joel.
my issue, is that like they kept on playing songs that I knew, and I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Something was a little off. But
But they should have taken that whole room and then just lined that with other tables that might want to put their stuff on display, and then people can walk around and like experience the things that are the best of.
That
like
would've been
ask
better.
people like, all right, do you want a booth or do you want to just like mingle? Because if they give us the option to like have a booth there,
And promote us?
and I would have been like, yeah,
Yeah.
and like we would sit down with microphones and they come over and like we'll talk to you.
yeah,
Like you couldn't talk to anybody. Like the whole point of that is like to me the whole point of the thing was to network.
It was
and
a
meet people,
networking event,
but
yeah.
the music was so loud you couldn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
So like, why am I here?
I think we.
I don't like that when
We
the
need
music's-
to make a recommendation. I think we need to tell them, like, listen, you should just let
us run it.
the adult babies run this.
Yeah, well, that's not gonna happen.
I gotta
When-
figure out I might email the lady that emailed us and just be like, listen,
We'll automatically be out.
Yeah.
I just want to throw in a
suggestion.
recommendation for next year.
Yeah,
I didn't know what to wear going into it. I didn't even think
You
about
look
it until,
good.
until like that day. I'm like, I guess like, people might get dressed up for this thing. So
I didn't expect the balls to the wall like some people did. Those gowns and shit.
yeah.
There.
because this is like, I was thinking that this is a mixture of every person out here that feels like they want some recognition. They want to be seen. There's a lot of those people. You don't you get one of these because like
Just passively.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you wanna be this. You ask for people to vote for you. So it was like all those people that want to be seen. It's
Yeah.
a big
So
party
true.
of that,
But then that
including us.
Yeah.
But we're a podcast, so
Well, we're lucky
we're
that
already in the world of wanting acknowledgement and attention.
and we're lucky that we weren't in the we didn't have that radio podcast that they let us win this.
Yeah,
So,
I don't
thank
remember,
you.
I don't even really remember the name of them, but
I don't either.
I actually did. I looked them up afterwards. So there was also apparently a category for best live stream radio, but they also podcast. So it's like really, I felt like there's again, like I was saying, with the subgenres. So it was like the same category. So we went up and introduced ourselves to this radio team who had a booth.
They had
I don't
a
know what
booth,
they were
yeah.
doing. They were sitting there like
They're
they were just-
huge.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we introduced, we won best podcast. And the guy tells us that, they don't put us in that category because they said it would be unfair because we get 3 million viewers
Yeah.
a week or something like that.
It was just a very. It was,
By the way,
it slapped us in the face for
All
no
three
reason.
of us. I thought we were being nice. Like, oh,
Yeah.
what do you guys do? What are you talking
Yeah.
to them?
Nobody else
The
was.
second they said that, we were all like, all right. we basically just turned our back. Like, okay, asshole. Thank you.
The woman was
Piece of
nice. Like
shit.
it was like a woman that was nice, but then I listened to them and they literally sound like a 90s morning show, like shock jock. Like they're doing like the
alright.
same type of shit.
Okay.
And it's like, I guess there's people who haven't grown out of that who
Yeah.
want that.
3
but-
million.
Yeah.
3
I'm
million.
like,
That's a lot of
there's
people.
no way you got that many people listening to it.
Oh,
Like,
zero chance.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
3 million's probably like more than Rogan.
It's yeah.
It's
So-
yeah, but you're right. I don't think I would do it again next year. I'm glad we did it. It was an experience. It was
Yeah.
fun.
I think we learned
Got a nice gift bag
that
out
it's
of it.
good
Shit, I'm
to
not gonna
win
use.
it for the bragging rights,
Yeah.
and then you don't pay them anything. And if you want to push it yourself, you can do it on your own for a much cheaper price.
Yeah.
Build your own plaque.
I worry that though they're gonna like catch wind of that and then they're gonna do some finagling with the votes and then we won't win next year because they're gonna,
Well, it also depends on my employment.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But
Hopefully,
yeah, it was fun.
we don't.
I like to talk to people. I would have liked to gone around and talked to people, more
I agree
people,
with you.
and you really can't do that
Yeah.
when it's so loud,
It was too loud, and you just I enjoyed the cocktail area much better.
Yeah, not that we talked to a lot of people there where you could. We kind of just sit around,
but there was more of an opportunity to walk around and see different
I
stuff.
take a long time to warm up in those social situations.
Yeah,
like I need to get. I stand awkwardly, with a drink. I got a Yas tea just for something to to something to hold and drink because I don't drink.
the
so.
Yas tea. That's what I like that tea.
Yeah, so we had B had his first bubble tea.
Yeah,
How was it?
I really enjoyed it. I've been trying. I'm weird with stuff, right? Like,
Yeah.
like those little balls.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was.
Talking about the tortellinis?
No. No, bubble tea has little
Oh,
balls
the
in
bubbles in the drink. I thought you meant that little. all
They
right.
put the little tortellinis in the tea. It's delicious.
it, like a real Italian.
I was
You
a
should
little
make
skeptical.
like the bubble tea is a Japanese thing. You should make an Italian version of bubble tea with those
yeah.
little tortellinis. You got to suck up to a straw.
little tiny meatballs. Tommy's tortellini tea.
Yeah.
Well, but yeah, I've always wanted to try it. It was good. It was good.
But then I saw they're opening one in Stony Brook. They're everywhere, and like the woman, remember the woman that was like hair handing out the
Yes.
thing? Like she was like really professional. Like had like gift bags she was handing out with little cookies. I still have over here. So then I passed the new location. Like she's got a big thing coming soon with her picture like in a red suit. I'm like, oh, this woman is serious about opening this. Like she wants to take over all the bubble tea.
Yeah.
But what happened? Like what's the why do people want to do that? Like I want to start a bubble tea place. I don't want it just to be successful. I want to be the only place people can go to get bubble tea on Long Island.
Because they want an empire.
We
were just talking.
But are you okay with just like a good, like a
It's like
successful
a drug
business?
dealer who's not a big drug dealer, right? And they have a good area and they make good money. And then they always want to expand and take over somebody else's territory. And then these bodies start dropping.
Right.
Then you get the FBI on you.
But
It's
what is that like?
What are you doing?
You can own 1 or 2 locations that are successful and live off of that. You
Yeah.
can own a house. You can raise
Greed.
a family with one. Why do you need to be like, oh, I want this company, and then
Greed. It's really greed. What else
don't
is
care.
it other
That's
than
like-
wanting more?
like there's like we were talking like if you were more driven, you'd be successful. There's the gap between Chick
Yeah.
and that woman. Somewhere,
Oh.
somewhere in between that,
There's a healthy medium.
like a person just is driven and is okay with a little bit of success, but doesn't need to take over the world.
It's like that same thing with the coach. The coach is a
Yeah.
thin line with these things. Either
Yeah.
you go crazy or you're.
Well, it's also like I'd love to be a B-list actor who only the people who really like the shows that I'm in know me, but anybody else doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's the way to be if you're gonna
Like on a famous thing. So it's like
Yeah.
paparazzi ain't chasing you down, but if you sit down in a restaurant, a couple people may come up to you.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing, though. You're that for a couple years. Eventually, you're gonna be like, Jesus Christ! I mean, not one paparazzi.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
here. Like
yeah.
I know I'm not
People
like
actually want it.
very
The only
famous.
actor who doesn't actually want it is Daniel Day-Lewis. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's the only one that's like, I just want to perform. I want to do the work, and don't want any attention.
Yeah, that guy's on a whole new level, right?
What is
Yeah.
he doing though? Like,
He retired, I think, altogether.
did he? I was gonna say
Yeah.
because I feel like I haven't heard his name.
No, yeah, I think after that last movie he did with P.T. Anderson, the Phantom Thread, I think he was like, I'm done.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's one of those guys. Like, if he's gonna do a role, like he'll become a blacksmith for a couple months before the
Yeah,
fight.
no, I literally. So this movie is about him being like a designer, fashion designer. I literally think now. I think he does that now.
Yeah.
Like he does that for work.
He really
like
delved in.
yeah, like I think he's like he sews clothes now.
That's incredible. Chick, if you
I
had
heard that.
if you had 10% of Daniel Day-Lewis in you, God, you'd be unstoppable.
I'm unstoppable.
Maybe music isn't the thing.
So
I'm not a singer. You know what's funny on the way here? I'm sorry, before you go in, you were talking about like what I was thinking if I had, I swear to God, driving in, I'm like, if I could do anything, it would be a singer.
that's funny.
Like if I could pick a natural
Oh, yeah.
talent, it wouldn't be like an NBA star. It wouldn't be, and it'd be like I want to have a
Yeah, that's
voice of an
nice.
angel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I did too.
Right? It's something about having a voice.
I know.
The
I'm
voice.
an awful singer, but I just really
Me
wish.
too. The voice just is not there.
Monique just said we were at her place and she was listening to Jenny Lewis or Rilo Kiley. You know, you
I've
familiar?
heard
I
of them.
know,
I don't
yeah.
really know.
So
them.
yeah, she's like a beautiful voice. She's in her world, she's well renowned for being a great singer. And when it goes, she's somebody who like when I sing, I feel like I sound like her. And I go, well, you don't. So, I like. She
But
laughed.
do you
she laughed,
feel when you sing in the car?
Yeah, I sing. The fact that I can't sing doesn't stop me from
It doesn't
singing.
stop.
I sing all the time.
But here's the thing. When you sing alone in the car to the music, don't in your head
Yeah.
you sound like
Yeah.
I'm killing this right
Yeah.
now.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
I sound just like
Yeah.
Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons right now.
Uh-huh.
But
So I'm
if
going to
somebody
send you.
records,
I'm not going to find it immediately because I'm not going to be able to find it. But later, I'm going to send it to you, and I'm going to put it at the end of this video on YouTube because I think it's so funny, and I'm just going to steal it from this account. It's a guy's in the car with his girlfriend sitting next to him, and she's singing along to a song, and she's like doing all that.
Oh, what
Oh,
she
yeah.
hears and how he hears it.
Yeah, so he's
That's
sitting in the car, and
hilarious.
he's filming himself, and he goes like this, and then like as she's singing, he turns the music off, and you could hear her be like, ah! And she stops immediately, and she looks at him like the look on her face is like I can't even believe it. And she was all the wind came out of her, all her sails. But she thought she was really feeling it, and then because you do when you're singing along with something, you can believe that you saw like, oh yeah, I'm actually adding to the song. Like I feel like I could be.
I'm sound just like
yeah,
Yeah.
it's wild.
I was singing Madonna on the way here. Borderline.
Yeah, that's a
and
good
I
one.
was
I can
screaming.
picture what you're listening to
Yeah.
on the way.
I don't know. It came on the radio, and I'm like,
That's a good one.
jam.
I've actually been. I was listening to some Madonna the other day.
A little old school Madonna, I don't mind, and it came on the radio. I'm just belting it out. I know I must sound terrible, but it felt good. I felt like I sounded good. By the way, I want to get into something with Chic. I get a call. I've been playing this Monopoly Go. Do you know Monopoly Go, Ryan?
No.
It's like an online. It's like a app version of Monopoly.
Okay.
So I start playing one day. I'm like, all right, let me, because I got addicted to this online bingo. I started playing bingo every day, and I'm off the bingo. So I'm like, let me do this Monopoly.
Bingo, I'm on Monopoly.
So I go on there, and it automatically sets you up with like friends, I guess. So I'm just playing.
My
it
whole
where-
family he's friends with.
So I don't even know how. So I'm playing this, and I'm just pressing the buttons wherever it goes. I see, I got Tommy, Chic one for one of these things, and I get a call like a minute. He's on his way to the Knicks game, so I know he's busy. And I get a call from him, and he goes, "B, I gotta teach you the etiquette of Monopoly, okay? You've destroyed my brother's board. Now you're coming after me." I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I would like a little lesson on the etiquette of Monopoly Go.
Okay, this is actually a funny story.
Because I clearly upset him somehow.
Well, not me. So
Your brother.
My brother, he lives in Florida. One of the ways that I guess we kind of still connect, whatever, is he wanted us to do this Monopoly thing. So me and my mom joined this
fun.
Monopoly Go. Yeah,
It's fun.
Yeah.
So when I
It's a way to
first
like force you to keep in touch.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
remind to remind
Remind
yourself
you
of
that-
the other one's existence.
exactly,
every once in a while,
exactly. So
And then B comes along and
no,
destroys
no,
everyone.
no. I did the same thing. So now I'm thinking if we're gonna do this. So what happens is you're playing. You could play against strangers and your friends, but it's like 100 people you're playing with.
In one game.
Yeah, it's just it's an ongoing game. It never ends. There's no
Wow.
winner. It just you keep building and getting to higher levels.
And the same people are in this game the whole time?
Yeah, and everybody has a separate goal. They make the game so you're really playing against yourself, but when you're destroying others, stealing property, and doing shit like that, you're doing it to either your friends or strangers.
Right. It's not just a computer that.
Exactly. So you have like this one thing they call a shutdown and whatever, and you could bang up and destroy boards, and then you got to put a lot of work in.
It's fun
to
because
build them.
you just spin the dice thing, and then you land on somebody, and then a big the ball comes and then money comes your way, and you're like,
Yeah.
it's like a little shot of adrenaline.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize I was causing.
You could change who
problems.
you hit, like when you land on the railroad.
Uh-huh.
So I was destroying my brother when I first started. I'm thinking the whole idea is to hit your family and all that. And my brother's like, no.
Me too.
Monopoly etiquette is you don't hit your friends, like the people you know, and you beat up other strangers' boards.
Is
Whatever.
that just his etiquette, or
No,
Yeah, that
because
sounds
you'll
like something that-
realize.
because
so
I don't care to like
the
I want to
reason
mess
why I'll
with you.
tell you is because
Right. You get no satisfaction. out of
me and you
destroying.
could do it, but
Well, I
stay
saw
away
you
from
got me back,
Of
but-
course, if you hit me, I'm going to hit you back.
Well, ever since I got this call that I was destroying the family's boards of the Chicolo family, I just hit random player, and I don't get an excitement out of
you
it.
can hit me, and I'll hit. That's fine.
Well, I don't want
Stay
you hitting
away
me
from-
back. You're at the top of
But
my
you
leaderboard.
said you don't want to. Yeah, because I fucking came in hot.
This guy is like he's a genius with Monopoly Go.
Well, maybe this is the thing that you got to get motivated at. Yeah.
He somehow
So my brother
manages
sent
money.
me a text. He goes, "Can you tell B and teach him the etiquette of Monopoly?" So I was like, "I gotta call."
So
B.
wait, but do you find that you get hit by strangers and stuff?
Yeah, it's all strangers. Never anybody. I
Have you
know.
found that? Like you found that strangers will just randomly.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's
But-
how it works.
Okay, so
but
then
also
maybe
like
that is the case.
a few of my friends, but like it's also like I guess I did through Facebook, so it's like there's people on there that I'm like I kind of recognize this picture.
Yeah.
I think that's, but I don't know
Right.
who the hell they are.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like
strange
this
world we
might
live
be a
in.
friend, but like I didn't even know I was friends with your brother until you told me.
He just showed me your board, and so my brother sent me a screenshot, and it was like Brendan Ryan is fun. Brendan Ryan is fun. Whatever it was, and it was like 10 in a row. Like
That's
he
hilarious.
destroyed my brother's board. Now the reason why that's so frustrating is because the game, the people who made the app, they fuck with everybody, and you don't get a lot of rolls. It's like impossible to do good in the game. So when somebody destroys you, it's like it's almost like I don't even want to fucking play.
But I don't even know what they're destroying.
You're making it impossible to build and get more dice because you're beat like all the money you spend to build your properties and get extra dice.
So
and
when
shit.
I build those proproperties,
If I start hitting them down, you're gonna have all that money you spent on building them. You
all
have
for
to,
nothing.
It's all for nothing,
And
and
then
it takes forever to get back up.
yeah, because you get to low to a certain amount of
Dice.
dice, and then
You have to wait an hour for 10.
or you have to pay for them too. Which I'm like, I'm not paying for dice here. I did once. I did
That's why I'm
once.
telling. Yeah, it's a slippery slope.
Yeah,
Trust
that's
me.
why I got to be careful.
That sounds like something you could get obsessed with.
That's
yeah.
the whole the app guys know that you're gonna get addicted and want to roll, and you're gonna once you get
I
it.
like my little word games, my connections, my wordles.
Do you know my way around it? Is I have a dart game that I could always play. So if with Monopoly I have no rolls, I can go play darts.
Yeah, it's like the games I play. You get like one a day. You get one wordle a day. You get one connection a day. You get
Yeah.
a mini crossword a day. But like once I run through them, I was like, all right, now what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Join Monopoly Go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
you
Poker
don't
Bros.
want to join?
I don't think so.
Now that you know the etiquette, you won't come in blind just
Yeah.
destroying people's boards like me.
I forgot that I was actually on the way to the Nick game. My brother sent me. And I was like, all right, let me just give him a call.
It was
real
such
quick.
it was like because I knew he was going to the Nick game. I'm like, what could he possibly? It must be like important news. And yeah, it's Monopoly Go. But I'm having fun with it. And I'm trying not to spend money. But I do know, when you're playing this, the developers have figured out a way into my brain to make me want to do this.
Yeah.
It's really sickening. And I can't wait till this podcast ends to play again.
You got to wait. So I have a thing right now where I wait every 10 hours to play
10 hours.
because then all my dice are filled up.
How much does it fill up?
Well, you have to still go, but right now I get 10 dice every hour.
Look at you.
And I have a max of 100 dice.
Ah. Now, where do you, one more thing.
You're living high in the hog.
I have one more Monopoly Go question for him, and then we could stop with this because I don't think many people want to listen to it. But how much money do you keep in your
You
bank?
spend all of it.
Oh, because I see I'm a saver.
No, you want to know why?
And that-
Because if you save, every time somebody hits you, they're gonna take from it.
But what if they go bankrupt? I go bankrupt.
Yeah, then they still get money and whatever. It's how the game works. Is they won't fuck somebody who I'll still be able to get money. You'll just be zeroed out.
Oh, see, I'm
But-
saving. I have like 10.
So what the thing is, use that money to build, so it's not in there, and you're still building.
I have $10,000 in my account at all times. I only build. Once I get down.
This isn't real life where you need to have a savings.
Yeah,
You want
but-
to spend that money to build and progress.
All right. That's a good thing to know. All right.
And you have to do multipliers when you roll. You can't do one roll. Because that's just,
Oh yeah,
it's you're never gonna
that's
get
how
anywhere.
I do it. I do one.
Don't.
All right. But then I go through dice so fast. All right.
Exactly. That's why
Sorry.
they get you. It is what it is. You're damned if you do, damned, if you don't.
do. Life will get you. But
Are we at the end? Is when we're talking about Monopoly Go? Or
I mean, I got plenty to talk about, but I didn't
Oh,
want
do you?
I
Oh,
didn't
no,
want to
no,
stop
no.
you guys
Go
from-
then.
no, sorry. That's something I just needed to know a little bit.
Yeah. I think there's probably
I'm
people
sure
that
there's-
listen to this
there's
that know-
other
that
people.
play that game. Or play other games like that and might have etiquette that also. Yeah.
Gotta know the etiquette.
Gotta know the etiquette.
Like well, now you guys are both looking at me like, all right, what do you got?
What do you got?
I don't like that. I don't like that pressure at all.
It's
I like
podcast
my conversation, my topics to come out naturally. As if
Yeah.
this is something that be like, so this is a thing I wanted to talk
I
about.
know. Sorry, I do that a lot.
Yeah. So I went to a concert Tuesday night at Brooklyn Steel, and standing room, like general admission type place. But I went with Monique, and she's on the shorter side, which is funny because I don't think of her as short, but I guess she is short, But I feel like I'm always going to concerts with short people. Like any woman I've ever dated really has been short. I don't know.
Most women are short, right?
But like I'm talking like 5 foot. Like my first girlfriend was 5 foot. Cheryl was 5 foot. Like Monique's 5'2". Like extraordinarily short.
You have a type, maybe.
I definitely do like short women. I don't know. I think it's probably like a
So you feel
self-esteem.
taller?
Yeah, it's like a I like to feel bigger. So
Yeah.
Tower over my girl.
So, but I always hate like they can never see anything. Like, because we got there kind of late, so we're in the back, and like, so I always like try to get down and like see from their level, like what can you see? So I put my head next to their heads. It's like I want to see what you're seeing, and it's nothing. It's a bunch of people's shoulders and heads,
backs.
Occasionally, you get a gap where you can see like.
And then somebody walks in front of it.
Yeah. So like I was wondering like why do short people even bother going to concerts? Like why like
you don't do standing room.
But some places are only like this place is only general admission standing room. Like, and you can there's a balcony, but unless you get there early and you're leaning against the pole or the stage,
You got to find a primo spot.
You gotta get there early.
Yeah, you got to find a good spot.
But it wasn't even just like money. Like there was two women behind us that were like couldn't see anything.
It's
so it's
a
like
problem. It just it is what it is. If you want to,
it just seems so unfair that like I can't enjoy this thing is way.
They should almost have a height. First 2 rows are 5 feet.
This is why I bring this up.
Oh, wow.
My solution was that I think that they should sell tickets, or like they should be a bar that's like 5'4" and under. You get this area, and I feel like if you come, like it's gonna suck because you come with somebody a lot of times if you go with somebody who's taller. So like, all right. Then like you have to decide. Do you want to split up or do you want to like both stand in the back where you're together,
right?
Or like can you stand
like
up against
short
the
people
bar?
can go in the back if they want.
If they want, they're not. They don't have to go.
Should be
but
a
that's
short section.
Yeah, like a smoking section.
Yeah, so like the first 10 feet of of 20 feet of the thing is all for like there's like somebody there checking people's height. It's like
you got to be this
you
tall.
You got to be this tall or under to get in here.
Now, would you put it in the front? Because if you put it up close, the talls are going to get angry with the smalls because they don't. It's not fair that they get the front.
It's one section. They buy those tickets ahead of time.
I think it should be almost like a square off, not necessarily.
I think you should, as long as you tell people when you're buying tickets, this is what this venue is. Like, then you have the option to not buy a ticket there.
True.
Like,
true.
How about be kind? How about
yeah?
I mean, if you're tall, I appreciate the fact that you can stand in front of anybody. You're going to see the show.
Yes.
I would gladly sit further back because I feel anxiety for every short person around me. It ruins my experience because I'm concerned the whole time. I'm worrying about am I blocking somebody? Sometimes I just stand short. Like I just stand like this. Like I just to lower myself. I'm thinking about the person I'm with. Like I'm constantly.
I don't think
constantly
there's
affecting my time.
anything
I would rather just sit in the back and know everybody can see better.
As long as you tell them, like if you have a venue and there's all these sections, it's like a handicap section. All you see is a short section.
I like it. Somebody would get angry. But here's the thing:
get angry. But
are you
get angry at a handicap?
Remember, you did. You got angry at pregnant parking.
Yeah, they don't have pregnant seating in a fucking concert.
All right, but you would probably find some anger about these short people get this spot. Here's the thing, though.
But both you two would be up there.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I'd be in.
But as a short person who attends a lot, like when I go to concerts, I like to do that. I've never been bothered by I just move. Like it's never been. I feel like as a shorter person, taller people are more worried about this. Where I've never what was Monique's? Did she complain?
Yeah, but she's so chill that I don't she was fun. She was being.
I don't know.
I think short people are used to it. Where you just
the atmosphere.
I know. I just I know how cool it can be to just have a clear shot of everything.
Yeah.
I'm I want to see the whole stage. I want to see them move around. I'm here. I can listen to the record. I can listen to a live recording.
Yeah, but there's something about the vibe and the feeling.
Yeah.
It's all that.
You're getting that.
You get that. Especially when I used to go to the Springsteen shows, it was you're in with all these people.
Well, that's usually a seated
no,
thing.
those Springsteen ones are
you go to
that's a big thing. There's the pit.
Yeah.
So Springsteen,
don't call it a pit.
Well, they have the pit. So that's the first they cut off the first.
Call that standing room.
Well, it's all standing room. If he does an arena like the Garden, there's the front row, and it's people get there 5-6 hours early. And they get a bracelet. Anybody who has general admission can get in, and they can get a bracelet. They pick a random number from here to there, and those people have the pit, which is front row, that whole front section, which I've tried a couple times, never got in. But I'm always in a section behind on the ground, and I've never had an issue seeing I'll find a good spot, or I'll move over. I've never had. It's never been something where I'm like, Jesus, I can't see.
Yeah.
Never once. So I don't know. I don't.
Are you alleviating? Are you trying to alleviate my?
Yeah,
my
because
stress about it?
I've heard
No,
other.
I'm all in on that. B's just a non-confrontational.
I'm all in on that idea. But I
What
also
about if
think.
what about when you're buying tickets, you buy a height section?
I just said that's what I said. Have a section for short people.
No, but even like height, like so that you want to buy a ticket for you want to say up 5'2" and under.
Yeah.
5'2" to 5'6", and then you have a section for 5'6" to 5.
height. Just
10.
have a couple height sections.
I
Yeah.
love it. Logistically, it would be a nightmare. Because,
Why?
Because all the tickets are sold on StubHub. It's all secondary market now. So how are you
so
gonna?
you could buy a ticket, but
yeah,
then you're gonna
it's
resell
like I'm
it.
5'2", and then what?
They could probably make those tickets non-resellable. Like you can't.
Maybe, but how do you prove to somebody
Or
that?
well, you could do like I'm
License.
sure there's a way to like now that all the tickets are on the app. When you sell it, you could be like, as long as I'm just saying, so the venue knows what to prepare for day of.
Yeah.
So you could say resales are fine up until the day before, and like if you resell, the new seller just selects. They just change their height. So now the venue knows how many people at this height are coming, and then they can adjust their sections
But
based
they
on how many
can't.
people they know.
But you've already sold based on the person's height. You might not have enough seats. You can't.
It's not seats; it's just sections. If it's just
we're talking general admission
if it's just
standard.
yeah, if it's just roped off sections, they say, all right, yeah, we have 400 5'2" and unders are coming tonight. All right, we need to make this much room for 5'2" and under. And
It's
like,
a lot of work.
yeah, it is. But but if you were a venue, that like, wouldn't you be like, oh, sick, I love going to that? If you were a short person, maybe if you went to shows and you saw something, you'd be like, and you were like, oh, this is so much better. Then you would want to have that.
It's very possible. It's very
That's
possible.
why I would think that the best way to do it to have the least amount of issues and pre-done like work is like this section is the short section. It's 5'4" and under.
And maybe it doesn't even need to be the complete width of the floor, the venue. Maybe
Yeah, it
it's
doesn't.
maybe
Just
maybe,
one little
maybe
section.
That's what
maybe it's just a row. It's
That's
just
what
like a
I
row
think.
back.
I think it's a row. Also, it'd be funny to get in there. It's got one of those carnival little, like you
Clown
must be
point
a clown
down. Yeah,
point.
yeah,
You
yeah,
must be this
yeah,
tall
yeah.
to enter this area.
Yeah.
I love it. I just think it would be a nightmare, and it would cause some other problem.
Yeah.
All.
I think you guys are overthinking it. It could be done very easily.
Well, I don't think it could be done easily at all.
You know,
with
I'm
reselling.
gifted. I'm smart. I
Yeah.
could be
I
successful.
forgot,
This
yeah.
is where I should.
Well, yeah, he believes, but you wouldn't actually go figure out how to do it.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
No, I like it, but I do think that there's some questions there. People would get up. It would alleviate one problem, and it would cause another problem somewhere along the line. Like everything,
Yeah.
everything. Listen, let us just be short and look at your backs.
I went to a Nick game the other day.
She liked when people were filming in front of her because then she could actually see the screen.
That's
Like she
good.
could look at their phone and she could see what's happening.
Yeah.
On the phone. Yeah.
I had a thing because I went to the Nick game the other day, and everybody always says they think I'm, an idiot for driving in because I'm a guy who likes to drive to the Garden, and I stand by driving to a parking lot, like a garage or whatever, in and out is still the best way to go.
Maybe.
I
it's
hate
not-
waiting for the train after a game or having to
They
rush.
run extra trains though.
I've
at
never-
those
I
I
times,
know,
right?
but
really
it's
wait.
still like you have to even if it's 15 or 20. I just like being able to go to my car and
This
leave.
goes back to the valet incidents at
Oh,
the
yeah.
at the Bethpage Best of Long Island
yeah.
thing. You guys, Chick drove B, right? Mm-hmm. And you don't want to valet because you don't like the idea of having to wait for your car afterwards or
Yeah.
online.
And you said the same thing.
Yeah, I like having access to my car throughout the event, and I don't want to have to wait.
And that's
for
the
my
other
car
thing is I
there.
like having access to my car throughout the event without having to wait for somebody to do it. And I never have cash, so I had to Venmo the fucking valet when I
You
left there.
Venmoed the valet.
I'm not gonna not tip the guy, so I was
I
like, does
told you
anybody have
I
a-
would have given you cash.
Well, when I left,
you did end up
Yeah.
valeting.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, he valeted.
because B made me.
I made him. No, because
The guy who doesn't drive calls the shots usually in my car. when he's
because
there.
it works better. And
Guy
how
who
long did you
doesn't
wait
drive
for
calls
that?
the shots?
because I left. I was joking, but he thinks he does.
I do call the shots.
But because I was leaving early, I did get out relatively.
Yeah,
early.
nobody was leaving then. So
And when we left, same thing. I told you. We took notice of that. I said, "You see, car right away. No wait, no wait.
There was a line.
There
though.
wasn't a line.
There was a line. There was literally a line.
He's in a dream
it wasn't. It
world.
wasn't terrible, but we also left kind of early.
Yeah, but then we also had to walk 15 minutes.
Well, only because I
it's
may
still
have
a
walked too
wait.
far because I forgot where we parked.
And then the next day, I woke up with a busted kneecap. I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe it was because of that walk.
Yeah.
You never
Wait,
know.
was that the night
was the
that you
night.
busted your knee?
Yeah, it was a night.
But you woke up with a bottle of
Bottle of tequila.
Tequila
yes.
and a
Thank
busted
you very
leg.
much. This is my boy right here. I woke up that next morning because of so much, all the gift bags. Whatever I came home with from the thing.
Yeah.
Chick
Weighed
gave me a
them
bottle
down.
of tequila.
you had a best of bag, you had a Yasti bag, you had alcohol from.
I had alcohol. Yeah, because we stopped. We really, and I got to give it up to Ryan. It was your idea.
That was great. I was happy to see you guys.
We wanted to catch Chick at the game, so I think we would have made it. But there's that stupid. There's another.
Yeah, we would have made it, but theoretically, like they were like leaving.
Yeah.
Like
You probably
how soon after the game ended did you probably didn't leave the
10 minutes.
yeah, so I think we might
Maybe.
have called like the whistle at the end of the game.
But it would have been nice to have us in the gym.
Yeah,
you
to
know
be
what I
in the
mean.
gym.
See us
Yeah.
in the gym because
That
I
would have been fantastic.
So
I would
yeah,
have been shocked.
we were. I maybe we should have left 10 minutes earlier, but yeah,
The
we
problem
tried
is,
to
so
be
yeah,
there.
we got in the car and I asked where it was, and it was North Side
Yeah.
Elementary School.
Yeah.
So I pulled in the GPS and he was like, "Oh yeah, there's Northside Elementary." So we just click it, not realizing there's two Northwood Elementaries, and like adjacent, like towns that
far.
are
Right
too,
in
towns that
Levittown.
are too
Yeah.
close to each other.
You
so,
know,
so we end up. So we're like getting. It says 2 minutes away, and then B starts going, like, "Where's this thing taking us?" I'm like, "I don't know." You said Northwood Elementary, Northside Elementary.
yeah.
She was like, "Well, if it says 2 minutes away, it's not taking us to the right spot."
And we're talking. You know, you're just talking in the
Yeah.
car and you're not paying attention. Then you look out the window and you're like, "Jesus, why are we in a neighborhood somewhere?"
Yeah, yeah. And I don't really know the area, so I'm
Yeah.
like,
It was right down from his house.
It's right by my parents' house. But,
Yeah.
you know, you start talking and
No,
then
no,
you're not
I know,
even.
yeah.
But
And I knew when I turned to, I'm like, this feels like
Something doesn't
awfully
seem
early.
right.
Like we're still in like, yeah, we're in
Yeah.
Levittown. I'm like, what? So
Well-
I was bummed that we didn't make the end, but
Yeah.
I don't think we would have caught much more.
no,
No,
but
no,
that
it
was
would've been
great. It was the idea that counts, and it was great.
I gotta say though, perhaps if we valeted, we would have got out a little quicker.
No, we would have waited. The walk to the car wasn't that long.
No, it wasn't.
No.
But yeah, it was a fun night, man, and I'm glad you did win.
Yeah, that was the game we
Won
won.
that game, and then you.
And we lost the championship by 1 point.
Yeah.
Such a heartbreaking loss.
All right,
You win some, you lose some.
that's right.
Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose. You know that song?
Is that voice you were talking about
Yeah,
earlier?
is that true?
That's the Controllers.
The Controllers. I don't know if I know the Controllers. I haven't heard of them.
I called the radio show the other day for the first time ever.
Yes.
Really?
Did you get through?
No,
What radio show?
Oh,
Bennington show.
Ah,
Yeah, I wanted to call the Bennington show because they had a topic, best greatest hits album. So like, I'm gonna scrub through a little bit on that. Let's get to a chorus. This is.
but this is a mistake.
All right, that's good.
This is what you were trying to
I
say.
love this song.
All right, go back to the Bennington.
So yeah, I called the Bennington. I've been listening to the show for I don't know 15 years,
Yes.
20 years. So I finally, I was off, and they were talking about the best greatest hits album of all time. So I was like, I had a couple ideas to talk. You know, I was gonna say Sade. I think that's a great best of album.
Yeah.
Which is like so far out of their wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know. I think it's good. But I was like I got like so nervous.
Yeah.
The phone's ringing. Like I talked to the screener. They're like, "Oh, you want to say?" I'm like, "Oh, it's Sade." I'm like, all right, yeah. So they put me on hold. And I was just waiting, and like they just eventually just either hung up or I got disconnected.
That's. I
yeah.
called a radio station twice in my life.
Yeah.
Got on once. It was after a Jet game, and I called up and I said
The
like
fan?
it was a fan, and I called up and I was screaming about the Jets and unstoppable. They're going to the Super Bowl and whatever the hell
Yeah.
else I said.
Let me guess, they didn't make it that year?
They didn't make it that year. And the other time I called up the Max Kellerman show. I think that was on ESPN, and I forget what I want. It was something with A-Rod and the home run derby. whenever he was.
Max Kellerman should stick to basketball and shut up.
I
after
liked
that.
his radio show, but I called in and Kellerman didn't put me on. But he, whatever my question, whatever I was gonna say, he like said it on the air. He's like, Alex, do we even care about that? And that was it. But I'm tempted to do it. Like I would love to. Because I listen to sports talk radio all day. The people that call are insane.
Yeah.
They're insane. But they add something to the show.
Yeah, right.
But
And it's
Some
fun
of the
to hear
calls are
yourself.
fun.
Yeah.
some of them are fun. But yeah, I've never thought about calling. So, but you listen to Bennington live. Is that not serious?
No, I usually listen to it the next day on demand, but I was happened to be off.
Okay.
And then they posted on Instagram like the question, so it's a call in 12.
okay. All right.
That's the only reason I did it because then I was like, oh, I'll tune in live, and then I'll listen and I'll try calling.
It'd be fun if we could all try to like call a radio station and get
get the
like
tape of it,
a
get
tape
like
of
the-
it and see how we all do.
Yeah.
I would love to.
Yeah.
So then last night actually, so I also watch Tim Heidecker's podcast at Office Hours, and once in a while they do game nights, and like that they do it over Zoom, and the listeners can like give them a game, and he's like, oh yeah, and they give you either trivia. So I tried getting on last night, and I was gonna play them the movie logo production thing game with them, because I was like gonna try to do that.
Yeah,
through
yeah.
Zoom.
Oh yeah.
So I was gonna try to like suggest to play that game with them, but like I couldn't get the tech right for it. But that would have been fun to have footage of.
That would be really cool. You should try to. You should try to work.
I'm gonna try to
I think
figure out
that'd
the
be.
tech. I'm gonna try to figure out the tech of it, but
They would probably like that too. I would imagine.
I think it's a fun game. Yeah,
I think it's great.
I love that game.
We got a lot of good feedback on that. People were like playing at home.
yeah,
So yeah, that was a good one. I like it.
yeah. It's funny calling it radio because like I said, I've been listening to Bennington a long time. They used to have a message board on the Interrobang.
Yeah.
And I remember one day I was like such a big
I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, I was like such a big Bennington fan. So I made an account and I was like commenting on something about Pink Floyd, and I was like going to comment on the message board. So I made my username was WWRBD, which was like what would Ron Bennington do? You ever hear like what would Jesus
Yeah,
do?
Yeah.
So I'm like I looked at like Ron Bennington like he was like my Jesus. So I was like, well,
Jesus, you really like this guy.
I live life like what would Ron Bennington do? So I make this account WWRB and then RBD, and then I go to comment on it, and like as I'm writing it, I'm thinking like, you know what Ron Bennington wouldn't do? Is fucking make an account and comment on a message board. I closed the laptop, I left, I never did that again. It's like I'm like if you want to really live like Ron Bennington, don't do
That's
this.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Were you a Fez Watley guy?
Oh yeah.
He
Yeah,
died, right?
He did die.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was.
He had
great.
some funny stories. Like
Oh,
I
it was
remember.
great.
Wait,
Yeah, I told you I went to Roosevelt Island this morning. That's where
Yeah.
he used to live on Roosevelt Island.
Oh,
yeah.
is that where he lived?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Which
that.
I'd never heard of its existence before. Fez
Your
Watley.
stuff around me. One of these days, I'm breaking.
Yeah, I don't know
something.
how you could potentially. Can I? Anybody can see where that lamp
my
is
God,
in
you
relation
hit
to
that
Chick,
lamp?
and he managed to hit it.
I went like this to stretch.
Why are you-
Don't do that.
I just went like that.
Why
Yeah.
are your arms moving?
Because I just went to stretch.
Oh my god! By the way, did you hear that this morning? He went to Roosevelt Island this morning. Went on the air tram this
That was
morning.
this morning?
Yes.
Yeah,
Wait, you're struggling to make it here.
we woke up at 5 to go see the cherry blossoms and hung out in Roosevelt Island for a while. And
That's crazy.
Beautiful morning. Took the
I could
tram.
never-
I'd never taken that tram before, so I wanted to take the tram.
How was it?
It was awesome. It was like a fun little, little.
Now,
ride.
did you do this solo?
I mean, Monique went. Yeah.
Monique, you got her up this early to do
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Oh, God.
It's early.
yeah.
I mean, that's early on a Sunday.
It is early.
Yeah, but you get to do something. Now he's got
the
that
world.
whole-
The world is such a better place that early in the morning. I was thinking there was maybe I encountered 8 other people there this morning. It's like a beautiful.
Oh, I
it's
agree
a
with you
it's a
on that.
beautiful waterfront area. There's like park benches all lined it, covered in cherry blossom trees, and like the other side is Manhattan. Like so, you have like
Yeah,
you're so close to Manhattan, you see a perfect view of the
Yeah.
skyline, and it's just like so peaceful. And there's like millions of people in the city, and nobody's up doing this.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like I drove an hour to come here, and like nobody that lives here, like on a Sunday morning, comes here. Like
Yeah.
it's so crazy to me that nobody else. You would think like out of a million people, somebody is thinking.
Ryan, they only have 2 days off.
Yeah.
We were laughing before because you had said we said we're going to try to do this on Sunday mornings.
Yeah.
And when we confirm we're going to do it Sunday, Chick goes, Jesus, I only have 2 days off. I have to do this on my Sunday morning. And we're like, we all have 2 days off.
Yeah, but I like to. I'm a sleeper.
Yeah, but
I like to sleep.
Yeah, but like I'll take a nap now. You know,
I
like,
won't. I don't like to nap when I'm
So
up.
that's the thing, but I like to wake up early, enjoy that peaceful morning. You can hear the birds chirping. Nobody's out. It's quiet.
I hear that before
it's
I go
such
to bed.
A peaceful.
He does hear that before. That's fair.
That's funny.
But like the 2 days off should be the stuff where like, all right, now I get to get out and do some things I want to do.
I do things I want to do, but I
But it's
still wake
sleep.
up.
And I mentioned this. So this morning with Chick, or Monique, I said to Monique, I'm like, can you believe like we're doing like Chick's gonna be like he's gonna be struggling to get to the podcast at 12.
I know, it's so funny.
So I mentioned this. I said, I've already been to Roosevelt. And I said, but I'm making a nap. And I said, also I'm gonna be in bed by 9:30. I said, and that's when Chick's just getting started.
Yeah, it's
So I'm like, we're just living at different ends of
different.
Yeah.
Because I'm staying like, yeah, it's actually one of my favorite things is when I'm up when everybody else is sleeping and people might just be getting up is when I'm about to go to bed.
But you know what I always say? You can't hoot with the owls at night if you want to soar with the eagles at dawn.
Yeah, so I'm an
You
owl.
always say that?
I always say that.
Yeah.
I'm an owl.
That's
guy.
a good. I like that.
So you
yeah.
you hoot with the owls and you're not an eagle. You don't soar at dawn with the eagles.
No, I like to view the eagles.
I think
on
I
my own
prefer
time.
that schedule, but I just with my job, I kind of have to stay on an early
Oh,
morning
yeah,
schedule.
I get it.
I can't do that on 2 days a week.
My
What
whole
time do you
shit
wake
is
up?
fucked up.
Yeah.
time do you wake up
I
for
wake,
work?
I wake up at 4:15.
Oh, see, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not on that schedule. I get in at like 9, so and I
That's
just
crazy to me that a trucking company would start that late.
crazy for me too.
Yeah.
Because on Saturday they had me come in at 10, and I had to go. I was all the way in Connecticut, and then they added a stop in Brewster, New York.
Yeah.
So just an hour north of where I was.
Yeah. You get all that stuff done. That traveling before the traffic. That's
I
that's
know.
what- yeah.
That's the dream, but you know.
Can't you offer to do that?
I have.
I have.
I have keys. Like I open. Like
Yeah,
I have keys to some places. Like restaurants. I open.
Oh,
a place.
yeah.
I do the alarm. I deliver it. I
Yeah.
deliver to a Benny. Am I gonna tell a story? I know
Yeah.
we're about we're about good, but
Let's hear it though.
so I delivered to a restaurant. I won't say the name. I don't want to get fired, but I walk in and there's rat traps everywhere, like different types. There's like the snap traps. There's glue traps, and that's a part of the kitchen. Are you breathing? Is that you
Yeah, that's
breathing
him
into the mic? It's like you're extra high, so you're breathing extra.
I'm also my leg is moving a mile a minute. I don't know why.
Take another hit. Is that what you need?
I've been hearing that. It's almost like background music.
Yeah, I know.
The breathing.
Yeah, but it's more than like I know that's been a complaint in the past. I haven't really noticed it today. I just
I
noticed it now.
felt it when you said it. I was like, that is me.
Yeah,
Push that
if you're
away.
gonna talk, you do need to actually talk.
Yeah.
You do need to actually talk into the microphone.
I'm going to keep
Just
it
try
away
to-
while
try
you
to
do it,
monitor
though.
that
Yeah,
as
I
it-
got you.
So I was looking. I'm making this delivery in this restaurant. You know, it's like dark, whatever. So there's like I'm avoiding the rat traps. I don't want to step in a glue trap.
Yeah.
But then I notice a mouse in one of the glue traps, and my heart like
You're a mouse enthusiast?
I'm not a mouth. Any living thing I can really like. I remember one time I saw like a praying mantis. It was like struggling to get like in an alleyway, and I scooped it up. I tried to bring it like deep into the woods to give it its best chance, and I get like run over. Like I really, I bring spiders outside. Like any living thing. It's why I stopped dating me because I'm like it's felt hypocritical to be like, so you're panicking about a praying mantis and a mouse.
I love
but then
that you saw a praying mantis struggling to get down an alleyway. What?
yeah, like I was working, and it was like just a back alleyway, and like it was just a praying mantis. So
And what was he doing?
I
He
almost
was
stepped
like-
over it. I almost like stepped on it.
That's
So I
a
was like-
crime.
yeah, whatever. So like I made like I tried to get it over to the woods and
Mm-hmm.
get it away from cars and people. So I see this mouse, and like I'm like literally I'm like. I saw panicking like this mouse. Like I'm like, oh no! Like
It was
what
a
do I
glue
do?
trap?
What do I do? Yeah,
They're
And-
specifically awful.
the worst.
Those are
Dude,
those
the
are just,
worst. I'm like, just put down snap traps.
Yeah.
End it or do it like they have like the traps where you can catch them and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
release them or whatever.
Yeah, you release them so they
I just
come
the
back
snap
another
traps
time.
are like I got nauseous immediately because I saw the mouse there and I thought it was dead, but then I saw it like struggling. And like even just to talk about it, like it really upsets
really is.
It upsets me. Like
I like to think they have dumb. They're like stupid.
I hope so.
You know that
like
they
just,
don't-
it's almost just like
It's like a
there's
thing.
not a thought going
What's
on in
the
their head.
point of the glue trap if it's not to kill them or like just
It's
to
just
get-
effective. It's just effective. It's probably like the most effective because if they're just running across something, they get stuck, and then they.
Ugh,
And then
it-
what? How do you
lot-
get rid? You have to kill it. Like what's
Yeah,
the
you have
end?
to
Or
kill
they die there. They just suffer, or some of them chew their own
So like,
arms and legs.
I kept
off.
walking. I tried to ignore it, and then I'm like, I can't let that thing just sit there and suffer. So like, I pick up the trap, I bring it outside, and I'm like, is there a possible way to like get this thing, set this thing free?
Hot water.
Hot water, what?
Hot
Like,
water.
Not like burning the mouth, like maybe to dump it on, like to alleviate the stickiness. I
it-
don't know.
dude, so I tried to get the mouse free from the snap. Like,
You're
from the-
touching
from
it?
the- yeah, yeah.
I'm
I
afraid.
brought it outside. I'm like, let's see just how sticky this thing. It's completely stuck to the and
Was
like
the mouse biting you?
no, it was like just struggling. And I'm talking to it. I'm all alone. It's 6:00 in the morning. I'm in the back of a restaurant. I'm in
Yeah.
Westbury. And I'm literally saying to this thing, I'm trying, buddy. I'm trying, buddy. I said the thing, I'm trying, buddy. Like I'm like my heart's racing. I feel nauseous. Like I'm literally like nauseous. I feel so bad for this thing. I couldn't get it. Like even the tail like wouldn't budge.
Yeah, and you don't want to
cut
pull.
the tail.
You don't want to pull too hard and
Yeah, like
leave half of
like,
it.
and then like you're just like like you heard it trying to get it off. Then what?
Yeah, you'll
So-
just
Well,
scrape
the other
half
option is it's dead.
Right. Well, yeah.
I-
So I'm like, so I have to end this thing. I got to put it out of its misery. So
Roll
I
over it.
I have a hand truck, and I just took a hand truck, and I just
Oh, Christ!
I'm like, I need to make sure that I end this thing.
He doesn't like something, but he can stare death in the eye.
Fucking hand.
It's like it's more humane to put
This
this
is
thing out
the
of its
best
misery.
thing for you. The hand truck. Oh,
I love you,
By the
buddy. I can't help you, but I gotta kill you.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel like that's what I would want if I was in that position. I would have been like, just end it. I don't want.
yeah. Hit me over the head with
I
the
think
hand
I
truck.
don't understand the purpose of the glue trap. You have to kill everything that lands on there
Yes.
yourself.
Yeah.
That is so ridiculous.
Or just
Yeah,
you
it's
leave
inhumane.
it. You
It's-
leave it in a place, and they eventually
Eventually will die. Yeah,
at
but
least
that
put
seems.
poison on it.
I talk about this because I like to talk about what happens, but I'm like nauseous now. Like it took me like the next hour. I was like really struggling. Like I was like kind of like shaking. Like and it's just a fucking mouse. But I couldn't. The thought of him struggling and then I had to kill it was like it
With
really
the
fucked with my.
hand truck, I was
Yeah.
curious. You should have drove over that thing.
I mean, it sounds
Sorry,
so.
buddy, you're going right
I know
under my tire.
You're trying to help it, but you just have to bring it outside and kill it.
Yeah.
It's sad. And then I've seen bigger ones. Have you seen? There's like videos I've stumbled upon where it's got these mice coming out, and like one goes out and it's stuck. And then the
Yeah.
other one, like, it goes out, and then it gets, and it's like a whole family,
Yeah.
and they all get stuck, and one one just dies, the other, and then the last one, he's like,
I
it's,
hate it.
It's brutal. I am no lover of mice, but
I don't know what to like. You obviously can't have mice hanging around the kitchen. Like
No.
yeah, you got to do something about it.
They
Like,
have to be
like,
destroyed, but not in a
Yeah,
terrible way.
like that's why I like the snap traps. If you have to use the snap traps, use the
Yeah. I feel like no pain with that
I think if
snap
you're
trap,
going
right?
to use a glue trap, you just got to put poison so when they eat it, they die.
But why even give it to that?
I agree with you. I don't like it.
because
but
the glue trap, like they're not. Where are you going to put poison? Like they're going to eat it? They get stuck,
just
and then
put
the
rat poison on it somewhere. They're going to fucking eat it.
Yeah, I heard that the
guess.
most humane was to find like the hole that they're living in, like find the
gas it.
no, like you put like dry ice in it, and it just like kind of like puts
Freeze
them,
them?
it like puts them to sleep and then like it kills them.
why?
I don't know, like the fumes. Like if you were in an enclosed area with dry ice,
Yeah.
it would kill you.
Would
like,
it?
If it was
I
enough
think it
dry ice?
freezes up your lungs or something.
It's just
too,
a
right?
gas, like a fumes,
Yeah.
we use dry ice at work all the time, like like we put, but if you like
Package stuff.
You ever
Yeah.
touch it? Burn your shit
burns.
out.
yeah,
of
like you
fucking-
got to use gloves around it. And,
Yeah.
It just smokes. Like if you put it outside, it's just constantly just smoking. So I think that
Someone
smoke
threw
is,
dry ice at me when I was in a pool once.
it's dangerous
Very dangerous, and it would bubble up.
in the water.
Wait,
yeah.
who did this?
Like a friend of a friend.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, sounds like a good friend.
it
Wow,
was.
Chuck.
It was. Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
no. But yeah, it was. It was crazy.
yeah.
Just I don't know where we got this dry ice from, but throwing it around.
So I just whoever that mouse was, whoever your name was, whoever your loved ones.
Sorry,
were,
I
I'm
crushed you
sorry.
with it.
I hope that I
Yeah.
did right by you.
Yeah.
So then I was saying
Sounds
this,
like you did
I
great.
passed.
Were you positive that it was dead when you were done?
Oh yeah, yeah.
just wanna
No,
make
one
sure.
shot. It was
All
like
right,
there
all
was
right.
not.
Was there splatter of blood?
There was nothing. It was like no. You couldn't tell even what
Are
it
you
was.
on video
Really?
doing all this? You think?
Probably.
I
Yeah,
would
a lot of
love
pla-
to see that video.
That would be. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I needed to make
I'm
sure.
sorry, buddy.
I
I'm
needed to
sorry.
make sure.
I
like,
gotta do it.
I gotta do it.
yeah, I didn't want to leave it to chance to be like, just nicked it and I got to do it again. It was
No,
like one.
no, you
shot.
gotta. Ugh.
And then I took the whole. But then I'm thinking like, did they come in and be like, oh, we didn't catch any mice? I'm like, no, you did catch a mouse, but I took care of it before you got.
What
there.
did you do? Did you leave the evidence?
I took that and then threw the whole trap in the dumpster.
You should have threw it right in the middle of the fucking kitchen.
Ugh.
You scumbags.
Well, they
That's
must.
It's part of the restaurant. I don't know what what are you supposed to do?
It's-
You
gotta-
should
that's
put a
what you
note
do.
that says you should use snap traps. You scumbags.
Yeah,
Mm.
and they have also the peanut butter ones that like you just walk. They walk
Yeah,
in
they
the
walk
peanut butter,
in,
then,
eat the
then it
peanut butter,
closes.
and
It
it fills
closes,
their
and
neck.
then you have a live mouse. Then
Oh,
but then
live
what do you,
But then
but then what do you do with the live
It's
mouse?
gonna come back, right?
Yeah.
It's like I never understood that. My mom likes that one. She doesn't want to kill it.
Or maybe you poison it a different way.
Yeah.
You
Maybe
like the
gas
poison.
it.
You like the poison route. I just say snap him.
Yeah.
But you're right. They're not like they're having a wake.
Unfortunately,
they're not
I-
waking the mice, so it doesn't really matter if you cut off the head.
So I think I'm gonna get a pet mouse. I'm gonna
All right. Well,
That's not going to make it right.
we're done.
But in my
we're done
heart-
All right,
recording.
fair
here.
enough.
Okay.
in my heart.
We're done recording here. I'm not hanging out.
If
where
I had
you
a
have
little pet mouse over there, you
No.
wouldn't.
You
No,
better
it's-
not.
no, it's
never
over.
let it out.
I would.
As long as you don't let it out while we're here.
No,
I'm
no,
good.
no, no.
Just to the tank, you wouldn't.
Podcast over. Done. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about a gerbil?
If you bring a live mouse in here, what you're doing to this podcast is you're taking a hand truck
Terminating it.
and you're smashing it over our heads. That's what you're doing. I won't deal with it.
That's so funny.
Ugh. Why would
What
you
about a
want-
snake or something like that?
Oh, I hate snakes.
He don't like snakes. I
As
could
long
deal
as you
with a
keep
snake.
them in the thing and you don't fuck with me, I'm good.
Yeah.
Snakes, I feel like I could deal with snakes more because they sort of just sit there. The mice are just they scurry about and like you don't know
What
what
you would like is a snake. We used to get high and then feed my buddies snake mice.
Yeah.
that's sick too.
That's what I mean. That's yeah.
But you
that's-
watch the hunt and it's kind of cool.
I get
see,
it.
I
It's
would-
not really
I
a
wouldn't-
hunt.
I wouldn't
You just
feel-
drop it in there. The mouse moves around until the snake's ready to kill
Also,
it.
what's the difference between a rat and a mouse? Could you tell the difference?
Size.
Is it color too? Like they're white.
I'm sure
like-
there's a color thing. I think
think
all rats.
Maybe it was a
are
rat.
Gray
How do,
and-
would I know
No,
if it
a
was
rat-
a rat?
you would
no,
know
rats
it was
get a
huge.
very long tail and bigger.
You ever see Ratatouille?
No. This had a pretty long tail. Maybe it was a rat, just a small rat.
I doubt it. You would know
Do you
if
have
it's
a
a
picture?
rat.
No, I did not take a picture of a struggling
You did take a picture of a struggling mouse.
mouse.
The before or after.
Yeah, it doesn't. Either way, it's not like I would have felt better if it was a rat. So either way,
Yeah.
yeah. All right.
They're an invasive species, Ryan.
Are they?
I think so.
I feel like to you, with your life, they are.
They are.
But you know, they. I mean, they. I guess they certainly could be. Yeah.
So the way you get rid of mouse and rats are different. They say you can't
Rats
do it
you
the
could
same
Hand-
way.
You get rid of mouses with a hand truck.
Yeah.
The blunt end of a hand truck.
It says roof rats are light with a slender body, pointed snout.
I didn't take that close a look.
Did you
at
check
it.
his snout? Where was
I
his,
did not.
where
When you
was
were
the
picking
mouse?
it up, what did it look like? Send them this.
What is that?
Show there's all three of them there.
Oh, I want to look. A mouse, a Norway rat, or a roof rat. Yeah, I don't know.
These are all rats.
That's two rats and a mouse.
And the third one is a mouse.
Oh, hey,
Now,
buddy.
Ryan, which
hey,
one?
buddy, he says, hey, Ratatouille.
Which one did you destroy with your hand truck? Take a
don't
good look
know.
at all three.
I don't know, but I love them all.
Where's the snoot
so
pointing?
There's nothing cute about them.
Oh my God, you're wrong. That's so cute. It
Ryan.
might have been a rat.
Hey, but you got more kills of them on your belt than I do.
I have more humane terminations. It might have been a rat. It might have been a roof rat.
Maybe it was a roof rat.
Oh, either way, I love it.
Yeah.
I love you, buddy. Don't wait. You,
All right,
didn't
babe.
die in vain.
No.
But you did die gruesomely.
No, you died swiftly. That's how you died.
Swiftly.
All right, that's all I got. Oh, I got more on here for next week. But
All right.
you know, I have. You guys don't have a note of topics.
I do, yeah.
I just have a note I can pull from at any moment.
Yeah, I have my adult baby's notes.
I do, but I go in. I'm always like, all right, I'm going to try to bring this topic. I try to think of at least two or three when I have something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, if you made it this far, we love you and appreciate you. And we
Yeah.
love your listenership.
Like and subscribe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
You're still a train.